opposition and all that lane switching. This is what the game is. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Minnesota Vikings. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Michael set. 280. Mike 5-4. Easy alert. I can't believe they
They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So the face mask gets him a free 15 to start the drive.
20. 54. Hey, exit. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. Zero. Get that quarterback. Check.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Hey, give me radar. Let's get off the field. Hey, wahoo. Alert. 54. Mike, 54. Hey, check.
Throwing again. Stafford. This into the hands of Marvin Hall. Complete. That catch good for 5. It's third down. Third play here this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Now a draw play. This is Jones. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. That burst good for 20 and a first down. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
Easy. 54's Mike. Check.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught 1 of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. On the delay, Jones. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
Set! Blue 60! Right there, 54 Mike. You better bring it. You better bring it.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
Let's go, let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Jump. Hey, Ken.
Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd year back from Florida State. A beautiful fake. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Watch the run. Good shot, baby. That's a baby shot.
Gun.
Stay at home.
Hey, receiver.
Play fake. Cousins. Going deep for Diggs. That's caught inside the 20. Cousins finding Diggs on a big one, and even 50 yards.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Cousins gives way to Cook, and they'll get him down right around the 16. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they will just roam and hit.
From the 16, Cousins escaping the pressure right. Open man is Treadwell, and he's got it for the Minnesota touchdown. Laquan Treadwell, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Dan Bailey now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3.
Makes the score Vikings 7, Lions 3.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Ready.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
At the 22-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Shoot. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
From the gun, here's Stafford. He's got his man. It's Curse. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 66 yards.
And the Lions, first down. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Ready?
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction, and when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and work.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Marvin Hall, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are going to jump back in front.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think what we just saw their partner was linebacking speed that can trump O-line power. We see that at times because he filled the gap before the offensive lineman could get to the next level and take him on.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Check 20. Check.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Cousins. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Gun. Motion backfield. Shift. Switches. Rhino. What's that?
Cook following the penalty. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. The Vikings with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it 2nd down and 11. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports.
Ready? Check 56. I'm coming after you. Hey, yo. 56. Mike, 56. Hey. I 7. Hey, come on now. Check 50. Gun. Wide. Hey, orbit. Mike's 56. Come on. Wide. Done.
On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A first down there on a pickup of 25. That will get our first update of the afternoon from the Meadowlands. And an early advantage in that one for the Giants. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL.
Run. 50X, come on.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
You remember me? Let's go, baby. 25. Gun. Lucky. Make it hot.
Throwing is Cousins. And Diggs has it. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 22 yards there, a first down. They'll run with Cook. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Ashawn Robinson coming out of the University of Alabama, a big, physical, intimidating force who had to learn to play with more leverage. Otherwise, he's going to get blown off the ball in the NFL. Looks like he's learning his lessons after that play.
On 2nd and goal, Cousins. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
One. Mike 52. Hey, defense, let's go. Yellow. 52's the Mike. Watch Mike. Hey, Clifford. All day.
3rd and goal for Cousins. It's caught by Treadwell. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And Bailey able to knock it through. And that will knot us up at 10. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Airing one deep for Curse. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked. But instead, they'll keep it on 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
That's good.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Set. 180. Alert. It's a party now.
Yeah, he'll find Hall. Good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Second and 6 at the 46-yard line.
Set. 280. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Here it comes. Here it comes. It's run, baby. It's run.
It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Watch it. Hey, 5-0.
Stafford looks to throw again. Pass the 20. And he's got Amendola on the connection. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. It's a big play there for the Lions. 41 yards.
Lions, first down. First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. From the 2 now, second and goal. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Aaron Jones, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But we also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league...
And now look at him go. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Mike 40 got. 40 got. You. Hey. Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, let's get in that hole.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Tight down. There you go. Hey, Foxtrot.
On 1st down, Stafford here. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Hall. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for him. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
50.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Stafford. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
21. Hey, Haywood.
Again, it's Stafford. It's caught. Jones. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. Stafford to Jones, enough for a Lion first down. On 1st down, it's Stafford. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
1st and 10 at the 32.
Stafford now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10.
Omaha, ready, move. Whip. Recon, 132 fighter. Check 6 guys. 10. Mike 50. Bravo. Mike 54.
Throwing again is Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
Result of the play, 1st down and goal.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Wide, get wide. Watch that.
They're running the jet sweep with Jones, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make it 2nd and goal. Now Jones, and a short pickup there down to about the 9. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. This will be play number 8 on the drive. It's 3rd and goal.
Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 5.
Operating from the gun. Stafford. Galladay's got it. And the Lions have a touchdown. Kenny Galladay. His 5th touchdown now on the year as they have taken the lead. Extra point good by Prater, and they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen.
Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook as the first half is winding down, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far and fun to watch.
Go! Let's go!
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Time here for likely one play, and then these two teams will head to the locker room all even.
And you know the play caller's just feeling it right now. Let's go ahead and go for this one. A big shot down. Nope. Guarantee the head coach is like, don't get crazy. Take the knee. Let's get out of here. Tie game. We'll just start all over.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
In your face.
The final shot before the break, Stanford. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a tie ball game here heading to break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
They run it again with Cook. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
One. Switch gears. Check left.
Cousins to throw it. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. The 21 yards there as they convert on.
A gain of 21 yards. And the Vikings first down.
Check.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of 2 there. Second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage.
Single. Rip left. Bang. Check 31.
On 2nd and 12, Cousins. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's third down now. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Check safety, check safety. Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him. Here's Britton Colquitt now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
And all the way to the opposite 49-yard line. A big run there by Jones. 48 yards on the ground.
First down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up first and 10.
Hey, Alpha. Check.
From the gun, Stafford. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That goes for a gain of 31. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Kenny Golladay is intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
Penny, 280. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Watch the curl. Watch. Hey.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. J.D. McKissick, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys have now moved out in front.
I can't help it, partner. I love backs who have a lot of burst.
Yeah, they ran the toss play. By the way, sometimes you'll hear toss and pitch used interchangeably, but that was the toss.
Well, for me, a toss, quarterback takes the snap, turns around, tosses it to
like
the tailback.
Egg underhand.
Yeah, like an egg underhand, really with 2 hands. And a pitch, usually like you're running an option-type play, and you pitch it out there to the trailing back.
Goes end over end like a field goal.
Yeah, where you turn it over, make sure that thumb turns down and the ball flips end over end slowly and delicately to your running back.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. And we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
He's crazy. He's chasing.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. But now it'll be 3rd down. Another incompletion with that one. He's just 7 of 14 throwing the football, 50%. Typically not going to get it done, is it?
And let's just make it simple. And that's exactly why they trail.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
I know, easy. Hey, seam 6. 56. Mike's 56. Watch the screen.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. Oh, he can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is brought in at the 21. 12 yards on the return that time, and the Lions will take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Here we go.
Out of the pistol to give to Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
It's 3rd and 9.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
54. Double dog. That's the way.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Lions on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Hey, Red. Watch out. Hey. Mike 54. Here we go.
Out of the gun, Stafford. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Detroit. Marvin Hall, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions are able to extend their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
Let's go.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few.
They've got his man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 32 that time.
1st down, Minnesota.
Kirk Cousins last year started all 16 games but only led the Vikes to just one fourth-quarter comeback like he's trying to do here.
56, the mark, boys. 56. Check 56. Here we go, G. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Cousins now to throw on first down. 20. That'll be complete to Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his third touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They've been rolling the last couple of drives, each ending in touchdowns. So this game is flipped. They were down. Now they're up with the football. We'll see how they handle it.
Can we get a spy on the headset now between the head coach and offensive coordinator? Because they've been in attack mode. Had to get back into the game. Now they have the lead. Do you stay on the attack, or do you dial it back a little bit to try and protect this lead?
And my cop-out answer would be somewhere in the middle. I think it's going to be a fine line, is it not?
I think you're exactly right, but I do think if they can stay aggressive and keep them on their heels, they'll be best served that way.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's first and 10 from the 45.
Monday.
A shotgun snap for Stanford. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
First down, Detroit. 16 yards on the pickup.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload that you and I both know. Well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Here's second and 10 now from the 29.
Hey, Delta. 54. Man, I got you. 54 is Mike. 32. Check. Watch the Hey. Here we go. Hey, easy. 54, right there.
To throw again, Stafford. And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back. They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold. After the penalty, it's Jones. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a third and long situation coming up. The Lions on third down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This will be third and a mile.
Hey, exit. Mike's 54. Let's go.
Again, it's Jones. And he gets it down to the 32. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a fourth down.
This has been an up-and-down, back-and-forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive, take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So his second field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the fourth quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendencies? Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. Christian Jones, the one who picked it. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Here's Stafford. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Fourth touchdown pass of the game for Matthew Stafford. And the Lions use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Prater for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 24-yard line.
Now Cousins. He completes it to Treadwell. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A pickup of 24. And that's where the play began, the 24-yard line. Throwing is Cousins. And this is Cook with a grab. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4. And this looks like it's going to be holding. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Don't get nervous. Zebra. Mike's 56. Mike's 56. Push him through. Push him back.
Here's Cousins. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Von Miller in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Cousins' throw complete to Thielen. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
And the Vikings first down.
Cousins on first down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Von Miller, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
It's second down.
Another try after the first down sack. Cousins. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's Will Harris, the rookie from Boston College, who picked it. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. is. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Stafford going to throw it. Dancing to his left. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
9 yards on the carry there, but it'll be 4th down now.